so this is my regular response to the Are You Normal series. This is number 9. And I apologize if it takes me a little bit longer to answer some of the questions because some of them are pretty in-depth this time, which is really cool. But as I have just read the questions, I haven't been able to fully think some of them through. So anyway, here we go. Number 1. Would you accept $1 million to leave the country and never step foot in it again? Well, I live in Canada, and I like it here, so my gut answer, my first instinct was no. I wouldn't take $1 million to leave and never come back, because, you know, I might have $1 million, but I'd be personally pretty miserable. So, what's the point of having $1 million if you're not even going to be happy once you have it, you know what I mean? So, no. Number 2, which sex do you think has it easier in your country? I think, you know, in a general sense, men probably have it easier just about everywhere. Because patriarchy is not completely gone yet. But, that being said, things are a lot better than they used to be. I'm well aware of that. I don't feel like I'm, you know, put down really because I'm a woman in this country, so I don't know. I don't think we have it too bad. So, neither, really. Number 3, have you ever wished you were the opposite sex? Yes. Once in a while, for reasons I will not divulge, but generally I'm comfortable with being female, so that's fine. 4, would you sell your spouse for $1 million? I don't have a spouse, so sure, if you want to give me $1 million and I'll trade you this invisible person right next to me, okay. Yeah. Number 5, you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one ability or quality. What would it be? I don't know. Because it's not that I don't have abilities, it's that I don't use them. Maybe perseverance, dedication, drive, maybe the ability to fulfill all my wishes. I don't know, or fulfill like my dreams, you know what I mean? Like, to actually use the abilities that I have instead of letting them go to waste. I don't know. Something like that. Number 6, yes. What would constitute a perfect evening for you? I really don't know. Because there are a lot of ways to have a really great evening. Socializing is one, but sometimes I don't feel like socializing at all, so sometimes sitting at home and just doing the hobbies or things that I like to do is a really great evening. But sometimes I would rather, you know, go out and do something really cool with friends and have a great time. Sometimes I'd rather hang out with a bunch of people, sometimes just a couple people or one person. I really don't know. There are lots of good ways, so how can I don't know how I can pick one thing. Anyway. 7. How might the world be different if you could actually change some historical event? Which one historical event would you choose? So, okay, the world would be extremely different if you changed any historical event at all. And I don't even think it's possible to predict the numerous subtle ways. Like, not just the big things. Like, obviously, you know, if we didn't have this war, that war, people wouldn't have died, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, that has a rebound spiral effect afterwards, you know. Because things just build and build on what happened in the past. So, you know, if one thing changed, a whole lot of other things would also change. But, that being said, one historical event, I don't want to choose something too far in the past, because who knows how that really could affect humanity, do you know what I mean? But I would make George Bush not be the president of America, ever. I would. I'm sorry. I think he has done a lot that's not good, and continues to do a lot. And he didn't even win the damn election. Like, he got in because they miscounted, and I don't even know the real circumstances of that, but I know that he didn't get the majority of the vote. So, if I could do one thing, I'd put the person who was actually voted in power. Yes, I would. And that's my story. Number 8, how forgiving are you when your friends let you down? It really depends on what it was that happened, the severity of it. If I've had good or bad instincts about them, like, sometimes when a person betrays you, it's easy to tell that they really meant to do it, etc. But sometimes things really are mistakes, circumstances get misconstrued, you know, things happen. And so, like I said, it really depends on the circumstances, how well I knew them, what I thought they were like on the inside, etc. Generally, I think I'm probably pretty forgiving. Sometimes I'm probably more forgiving than I should be, but I don't know. I guess I just believe in giving people second chances. Is that such a bad thing, really? Like, having a little bit of faith in humanity? I don't want to be all cynical and bitter. I've had enough of that. So, anyway. Number 9. Do you think the world would be a better or worse place 100 years from now? I don't know. See, I think the surface things change. You know, the technology, the scientific advances, all that crap. But in general, human nature seems to stay the same. And I actually am of the opinion that probably in the last century, maybe century and a half, we've actually gotten further from our essences. And that sounds probably a little vague and philosophical, but we're more superficial than we used to be. This is just the impression I get, but we get caught up in like the media and what we look like and what we see on the surface, and I just think there's so much more to life than that, and if we could connect with that, which I don't know if we will or not, because it doesn't seem like we're going in that direction, but yet people tried to pull back the reins, you know, in a lot of random ways that you wouldn't really think of, so it all sort of seems to balance out. So I don't know if we really will actually be better or worse 100 years from now, and I don't know if the world will be better or worse 100 years from now. I don't presume to be a psychic or anything, so I really couldn't say. If we don't end up killing ourselves off, that would obviously be worse, but other than that, who knows, really. 10. What do you really like to talk about? Things that matter to me. Whatever those happen to be at the time. I don't know. It can be intellectual stuff, it can be superficial stuff that just interests me. I don't know. Just interesting things? What subject do you hate to talk about? I don't know. Things that I think people will judge me on. Like if I anticipate negative feedback from stuff, I probably won't talk about it. And it's just what I am. I don't like, you know, conflicts with people. I don't like when I know somebody's going to say a certain thing that I really don't want to hear because, I don't want to hear it, or I think it's not helpful. I just won't say it. So, anyway, I think this video is long enough, so I'm going to go. But, yeah, talk to you later.